On this episode, it's Attack of the Easter Eggs. Okay, so a lot of people probably don't know this, but I use a lot of Easter eggs on my show. And I bet you all can't spot them all if you look back on the old episodes. And I thought, you know what, why don't I do an episode about some of my favorite Easter eggs from movies? And these are big ones, folks. These are the biggest possible Easter eggs I could find. The top 5 from some of the greatest films ever made. A lot of people don't really like the Phantom Menace, and I myself am not really a big fan of it. I don't like Jar Jar Binks or the midichlorians. With that said, there was one really good part to the Phantom Menace. E.T. is now an official part of the Star Wars universe. The story is that George Lucas did it as a favor for Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg had put the Star Wars characters in his movie E.T., so George Lucas was just returning the favor. And I just want to tell you, George Lucas, that you did a lot wrong with the Phantom Menace. But that was not one of the things you did wrong. That is just cool. We're fine with E.T. being in Star Wars. Disney's Pixar undeniably has some great Easter eggs, but perhaps my favorite computer-animated Disney film with Easter eggs in it is actually the story of Tangled, or otherwise known as the retelling of Rapunzel. And the thing I like about the Easter eggs in this film is that they're from some of the greatest Disney films ever made. I mean, Snow White, Pinocchio, Mulan, it's just exceptional. Or should I say, exceptional. Okay, so a lot of people out there like the movie Fight Club. It's this movie about this guy who's actually fighting his imaginary friend. It's kind of weird, honestly, but the thing is, the Easter egg in this one is really cool. In every shot of that movie, there's hidden a Starbucks cup. So, apparently the idea was to show how we've gotten taken up by commercialism. And also, there was going to be a shot of someone actually hitting a truck into a Starbucks building, but while they were allowing them to make this, joke about them, basically, Starbucks wasn't able to go that far. They said no to that. You can't actually drive a car through their building. Okay, so I Am Legend is kind of a hit-and-miss film. A lot of people seem to like it, but then again, a lot of people don't. And if you haven't seen the film, it's basically this apocalyptic film with Will Smith. Now, I'll admit that I like this film. I think that they might have screwed up the ending a little bit, but other than that, I think they did a pretty good job. With that said, there is one part of the film that almost seems like it descends into the supernatural. How? How could they have possibly guessed that this film would ever be made? I mean, a Batman vs. Superman film, it doesn't seem plausible. And yet, somehow, they were able to guess the impossible. And the only thing I can think of is that maybe the director knew the people at Warner Brothers that were making this film. But even so, how could they have guessed that it was going to happen? A lot could happen between the years 2016 and 2017. So, unlike most of the entries on this list, this one, it just seems like it would have been impossible to guess. Okay, so Citizen Kane is a movie that the critics really love, and the audience members are kind of like, yeah. But, I think that it's a pretty good movie, to be honest. I think they might have screwed up the ending a little bit, But either than that, I feel like the film was really good. I like the camera tricks that they did in it. With that said, there is a really interesting Easter egg in this, an Easter egg that sounds almost as if it's impossible. Did you all know that there are pterodactyls in Citizen Kane? In Citizen Kane. My life is complete. And the story is that this was originally the background to King Kong. So, yes, those are pterodactyls flying in the background. I'm not making it up. But, I mean, I'd like to think that the Citizen Kane world just has dinosaurs in it, that there's also, like, Tyrannosaurus Rexes running around. But did you notice that there are actually a lot of talk about pterodactyls in my episodes? I mean, this isn't even the first time I've talked about them. I guess Corey has a thing for velociraptors, and I kind of have a thing for pterodactyls. Rosebud. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm being attacked by my Easter eggs. They're everywhere. Oh no. This guy again.